Alright, so here we go. Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. Right now we're going to be starting a lot of stocks to keep our eyes on before opening hours. So I've got all the tabs open for pretty much everything. You can see their names right here. Some key ones that we're looking at includes this one actually first, but let me keep setting up. So right now, last week we talked about a couple stocks that tend to often move together. For example, this last group right here, AMS, RHE, SSY, IHT, these guys are all related to like hospitality. And last week, mostly on Friday, they had some pretty big moves, as you can see, like literally a huge spike, after which it started to cool off, but it was still pointing up before the day ended. And these spikes, again, I'm not 100% sure what's happening with these hospitality companies. Didn't really find anything per se, but they have variable prices. You see, even this guy, that's his spike right there. So this one's a cheaper price that I would be more entertained by. This is a little above my price range of what I would like to invest into, because always remember that the cheaper the stock is, the quicker it can double. So that's only significant. Same thing with AMS. Like, this is also on the affordable range, and you can see it had this spike right here on Friday. So these guys all move together. The reason you want to watch all of them is because if any one of them pops up, then the rest of them are going to follow at some point. These hospitality stocks have been moving up the whole last week. And also GalMed. So GalMed Pharmaceuticals, as Friday came to an end, it just popped up, right? And today it's at $4. So when we were on Friday, it was right there around the $3 range when it started the morning on Friday. So it's gone up $1. They're one of the pharma companies that I'm watching. They actually try treatment of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So that is significant. That's not as significant as cancer, but pretty significant. Overall, today is looking like a pretty green day. Yeah, the morning has started with most stocks pointing upwards. So now we gotta just watch and see what's actually looking significant. KTRA is still sitting there. If I catch something today that might look like it'll pop up, then I'll try to go with it. And early in the morning, this was at like 171. Now it's back down to 165 again, and it's just sitting in that range literally for quite a while now. Maybe a while before it actually tries to make a big move. So I might take the L there, take money out, and put it on something else that looks like it's popping up today. So as for today, things that we that's for today, things we care about. So Mosey and LEDS, these two are the other group that go together, by the way. They're both related to semiconductors. LEDS had a crazy run Friday. Like, you can see it went up overnight on Thursday, and then Friday morning it just kept giving multiple moments and multiple chances to scalp off of it. Buy the dip, write it up, buy the dip, write it up, or hope that it'll go up. And then as the day came to an end, it was coming back down, and then you can see today again, it went from 20 to 24, and it's at 24 right now. So it's at a pretty high point already. But you want to watch this, because if this starts going up, then that means Moses is probably going to go up as well. And you can see Moses all of last week had moments of jumping up, and then coming back down, of course. So you want to catch those points of going up. AMC, we're chilling. I have my limit sell order placed in already. That if at any point today it goes to 70, it'll sell, and that very well might be the end of meme week. I'm not sure, because even on Friday things were being pumped. A lot of things were being pumped. So that was pretty. That's pretty lame, because then other things don't really go up. Things that should be going up don't go up. No one puts money into normal typical stocks when you have meme week and everything is just going into memes. Let me see. Other than that, we have WINT was another one. So BBIG we actually played big time on Friday as well. Right, so we had some nice jumps. I caught it from 478 to 485. That was the big catch I was able to do. Other people had other catches on it because it did keep going up. So you can see, you know, overnight, and then Friday it went to a height of $5.05. Today it's sitting at 450 almost, and we will watch to see what it does. LightPath is a cheap one as well. This also had its big moment on Friday. Medical technology stock. Other than that, there's not really anything else that is on the radar yet. But we still have another 30 minutes until things get popping. So let's see what else is coming up on my watch list here. Oh, there's also, okay, let's see, PRPO. So I'm actually hopeful. You know, Illumino Biosciences was one I was looking at on Friday that I was thinking I should hold over the weekend. I didn't do it, and here they are over the weekend. They've gone up $2. Today they should have a little bit of a pullback because they, you know, going up $2 overnight from a $4 stock to $6 is a 50% increase. I don't know how much more is going to go up today, so I'm going to let that sit for now. Keep an eye on it. And the other one right here, PRPOs. PRPO we've played with before too. Principio, cancer diagnostic reagent technology company. Yeah, so they're sitting right now at pre-market. Haven't done anything special. I've had my eye on it for quite a while, but I haven't really been able to catch any of these jumps. You can see all of last week it had its big moments of just going up. And this month, in the 1 month period, it's actually been able to hit $5 a couple times. But this was the big day. Right, so anyone that was bag holding from the $2 price range on Principio was able to enjoy the doubling and more of their money to $5 right here at the end of April. But as you can see, most of these things tend to jump up overnight. We've been seeing that with pretty much everything we've been dabbling with, and that's always basically a sign that if you truly believe something's gonna pop up, hold it, and then watch what it does overnight and enjoy that morning when it finally pops up. Very rare for a stock to pop down. That's not gonna happen, especially if you have good news on it, and chances are it is gonna pop up. We're watching AMC, but again, pre-market is pretty slow. As soon as it's 9:30, we're hoping this is gonna jump up and just start skyrocketing. Things I'll probably be putting my money in today are going to be Illumino Biosciences after it has its first dip. I'm going to go into Principio depending on what activity it shows. These two are at the end here because they're something I'm interested in. I'm going to keep an eye on this hospitality group of stocks right here, RHE, SSY, AMS, IHT, as well as the semiconductor group, Moses and LEDS. And then some of these early guys that we played around with last week, like BBIG and WINT, I forgot to put that one. BBIG and WINT was some big plays last week as well because for whatever reason they were having some good success, and it's a pretty affordable stock. So you can see last week was pretty crazy for it. Let me see, did I get into it? Yeah, I got in at 280, sold at 324. Wrote it up 1 more cent for whatever reason. I'm not even sure how I set that limit sell of. Oh, I think I bought it at 324. It started going down, so I set a limit sell for 325 just so I could sell it in the green. As you can see, every cent matters here with bigger amounts. So that was a $30 gain, but the bigger drive was right here from 280 to 324. Right, that was the bigger. Let me see how much I bought all of it at 278 and 280, and then I sold it all. So yeah, that's not so bad. They might have some moves today too. So WINT and BBIG are from last week plays. We'll keep an eye on those guys as well. And then whether or not I'm keeping my money in KTRA, watching AMC grow up, and then WISA is just something you can watch today. just because there is word that they should be going up. They've been going up since last week, and that's generally what's happening. In other news with crypto is just looking really weird. I mean, if we look at the crypto aspect of things, let's see, then Bitcoin, yeah, just sitting there. Ethereum was looking really weird last night. Actually, it had this weird scribble scrabble that was happening right here, because as we know, Elon Musk is the one that's usually playing around with things, and right here we can see that Elon Musk agrees with Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin in Bitcoin versus Ethereum debate, and that basically says Ethereum is better than Bitcoin, somehow safer for the environment or some shit like that, because we all care about the environment so much all of a sudden. And you know, it had its ride up. It did stop following the Bitcoin trend for quite a while, but it still seems like it's fitting. I mean, after all, at the end of the day, Bitcoin is the leader of all the legit crypto and how they go up and down. The only time there's any discrepancies is when there's a crypto that just doesn't really fit the scenario, right? So like you can see Dogecoin having its infinite market cap will often not fit the scenario. So this guy has really just been pretty stable for the most part. You know, this jump was with news regarding how Dogecoin is going to be on Coinbase. So you know, anyone that did pick it up at 30 cents got a chance to offload it at possibly even 42 cents. Get rid of it, and then you just chill and watch, because there's really not going to be anything crazy like what already happened with Dogecoin again. And again, Elon Musk goes from getting love and hate like nothing on a regular basis. So he keeps doing his thing, then he's going to be a target of a lot of bullshit eventually. So as usual, when you're watching, if you want to see what I'm going to put money into, you want to come back to the video title throughout the day and kind of see what I update, because I update the title right up here as the day goes on to mention the stocks that most likely, or actually to mention the stocks that I am buying. Right? That's what I write on the title, and then by the end of the day I update the title again to say what actually profited. And if there was a loss, I mentioned that too, but there really hasn't been anything that was a significant loss worth mentioning. The profits are the real ones worth mentioning. And if there's anything that'll ever hit a minus in my investments, then that will definitely be reflected in my grand total and more later on. Like, I mean, KTRA is a loss right now, so you know, I don't do anything like that where I'm trying to like hide the losses, because I've seen too many people on YouTube and of course TikTok and other media where they make it look like every single investment is 100% of just profits, and you never get anything wrong. And then they end up not being able to really teach when something does go wrong, like what should you actually do. You know, on Friday, a lot of people messed up, and really, so Luminal was the only stock on Friday that actually got halted, and it's because of the article that they released. If you look at the title of the article, it says Liminal Biosciences announces FDA approval for its biologics blank, and then anywhere you share this link, the last few words over here will get cut off in the title, and all you would see is Liminal Biosciences announces FDA approval. And that was such a mistake, because anyone that reads that is going to be like, oh my god, the stock just had an FDA approval. That is a huge good news. And then boom, everyone just went ahead and put money onto it. But it's not an actual FDA approval. They got an FDA approval for their application, for that medication to run the clinical trials. It still went up 50% anyway. And overall, that news isn't really something deserving of a jump up. Here we go. This guy is really looking like it's going to drive itself up. I'm just not sure how much. It's always scary to buy after this has happened because, as we've seen enough times before, most of these people that rode from down here to 6 are now going to be selling. And when they all start selling, this just starts falling down. I want to see what they did too. You know, on TikTok, it's actually really popular to see people saying, you know, they'll start off their little video of like, here's how I find out all the stocks that are going to go up before they go up. And then they'll talk about all these little sites and stuff they use. But in all reality, I think we all understand that if that kind of thing was really possible, then it would be out and every single person would be using it, and we would all be balling with the stocks we buy. So that is definitely not a possibility. Alright, so LEDS is moving up. Symbiosis is probably going to follow too. You know, and most of the stuff that I do have here, like all the tabs I have open, or if I ever see a stock that's going to possibly go up and I talk about it, it's only because of word of mouth. Like, someone who's part of one of these companies can't actually, like, let's say I work for Liminal Biosciences, right? Imagine a world where I work for Liminal Biosciences and I know that we as a company are doing something that's going to lead to an FDA approval of an application, because of course staff would know. I can't come out and talk about that. I can't really mention that. I can't write that anywhere. That would literally be a way for me to be basically telling people, hey, buy this stock, it's going to go up. That is actually illegal. So then what I could do if I work for Liminal Biosciences is basically put that word out to someone who then tells someone else, and then everywhere else, and so on and so on. You know, through social media and the times we live in, it's just that much easier to spread word of mouth and spread news per se, whether news is accurate or not, unfortunately. And that's basically all that happens there. So even what I'm sharing here with you guys is really just a result of multiple things I'm finding in different sources, and then just coming up with my thoughts on it, right? So like on this laptop right here, I have other pretty much pharma penny stocks open, like ADMP and PTIX, LPTX. These are some pharma related stocks that are penny stocks, and I need a bigger monitor if I'm going to have everything open over here, which might be something I'll treat myself to later on. But these penny stocks are some of my favorite things, because if, for example, today PTIX or ADMP start going up like crazy, that would be a really fun ride to take. So I have them open here just so I don't forget who they were. I kind of want to see what they did over the weekend, if there's any articles on them. So Luminal Biosciences really just look like it is getting ready to take off. Just haven't been able to take off yet. AMC should hopefully be popping today and I can get out of it. Yeah, there you go. It's nicely pointing upwards. Really need this bad boy to just hit 70. I have bought it and sold it at 70 multiple times. So I just want to do that at least one more time. You know, sold at 70 here. Sold at 70 here. Last I bought AMC was at almost 60, and then I bought it again at 54 to lower my overall average. That was something we spoke about in an earlier video before, that if you ever end up buying a stock and then it's going down in price, then you want to think of it as, I would have bought the stock at this lower price. So if you would have bought it at the lower price, buy it at the lower price, or just hold. Don't sell it at the lower price. The potential antiviral drug for COVID-19. Yeah, see, ADMP has huge potential just because it's a stock that's related to something that can possibly be an antiviral medication for COVID-19. If ADMP successfully proves that this is a medication that even remotely helps, it's just gonna skyrocket. And being a $1 stock, for it to skyrocket, even if it hits $5, that's 5 times whatever you invested. So yeah, that's a ride worth enjoying. Okay, one last thing I want to open up in a tab here is EFOI. So throughout last week, a lot of energy stocks popped, right? The most significant energy stock pop that happened throughout last week was Vertex Energy. It was beautiful. Like legitimately, like anyone that was holding it from $2 got to ride it, where every day overnight it just jumped another $2, and ultimately throughout last week it got all the way up to $10, which was pretty sad to watch because I didn't get to get into that action. So we could see, actually I'll keep VTNR and EFOI both open then, and I'm just gonna expand this tab right here to just go to full screen because I don't need this part right now. Let me just see how it looks. Alright, so let's move me out of here for a little bit. And we're good now. Perfect. So now that I have all these tabs open, I'm going to use it as a full screen thing here. Yeah, Sensonics was another one that we played around with a lot last week. So let me see. Let me open this whole sense. I wasn't able to ride it up. I think I bought it and it started going down a little bit, and then I was like, oh shit. Yeah, 265, and I sold at 257. But then much later on, it did go up and break to 3. Yeah, so the main jump was from here to here, and then it just popped off. It popped off throughout. Today, it's still pointing upwards, looking pretty good. Shorts get burned and option traders fan the flames. Yep. Another one of your meme week plays, basically. Luminal is below $6 now. VTNR. Did VTNR jump overnight again? No, it didn't jump overnight today. No, GLMD is supposed to be with Luminal right here. So I have them paired up together, right? So these are both energy stocks. These are the pharma related stocks we're looking at today. These are just randoms that we have here. Healthcare supplies, PRPO, Sensonics, Summit Wireless, KTR is chilling. AMC is trying. Ugh. I can't imagine holding KTRA any more than maybe till Wednesday. Although I'm not sure when it's thinking of popping off. I might just wait till it hits anything closer to $2 and just get out of it, because it's kind of holding the money I could use to day trade today. I did end up buying actually over the weekend more Litecoin, because Litecoin hasn't gone back down to anything lower than the 160. I had thought about buying it at 160, but my money was tied at that point too. 160 looks like the support range for it, and now I'm just waiting for it to go over my Litecoin average of $204. So that's the story with that portion. Yeah, this hospitality stuff. So these are basically everything we're going to be watching, and we have 4 more minutes to see what they do as soon as market opens. And then right after that, we have, you know, that period between 9:30 to 10, anything can happen. For example, something that we saw in our live session on Friday was, as soon as market opened, LEDs started flying so quickly that I didn't have enough time to even type anything. Right, because we were watching this pre-market, and as we were watching it, it went from an opening point of almost like I believe it was 17 when I was watching it, 18, 19, rapidly started jumping up. Within a matter of like 2 minutes, it was already at $20, and I was like, holy shit, that was too quick. It's extremely rare for something to just skyrocket like that. Usually it'll be a big fall, like a tiny jump up and then a big fall, then go up, and you want to buy it at that fall. So, you know, one of the tough lessons is to just watch when you miss it. So I just watched it. It was pretty fun to see. A couple of my friends did grab it, and that was good for them. Yeah, Vertex Energy is at $9. So we got 3 minutes to kick back and enjoy. Oh, let's see how Sundial's doing too. You might actually have to sell that Sundial at a loss, depending on how much money you have in it and whether or not you need it. It's pointing up today though. Pointing up to it's at 115 and it's pointing up right now. Up 5%. It might actually go up again then today. I don't really tend to follow the weed stocks too much besides Sundial because it's the cheapest one. And the other ones, like Aurora Cannabis and stuff, they've already kind of had their peak. Like Tilray is at almost $20, so I don't really find much space to get big gains in it. But Sundial looks like something that might be a big gain for today. Up 5% pre-market. Okay. Alright, 1 more minute for everything. Yeah, here we go. See, like this is what I typically talk about, right? Like right about when the market's about to open, so it's 9:29 now. So right when market's about to open, all these homies tend to fluctuate pretty big time, and most of those fluctuations point downwards. Yeah, here we go with the FOI. Went up to $7. Okay. GLMD. This is how it starts its day. There you go, down 60 cents. And it is now 9:30. So reasons not to buy before opening bell, right? You can see that. You don't want to buy at $4 and then end up at $3.40 to begin the day. EFOI is falling, VTNR is falling, so you see how these two definitely go together. And then the hospitality guys, they all go together, so they've all fallen down. The semiconductor guys, LEDS is jumping again, jumping between 26 and 28. Wow. LPTH, come on, AMC, do anything, man. Just pop off. So let's grab the Summit Wireless that is taking off. Yeah, I'm gonna put in this order to buy 200 of it at 5.22. Make it happen. Come back down. Come back down. No. Well, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to buy it at a high price anyway. It's gonna come back down, then it's good. Otherwise, I'm not trying to grab it at a problematic price. Always keep in mind that the limit orders are one of the best ways to go, especially if you're using something shit like Robinhood, because you don't want to fall into a trap of submitting an order that gets filled at a much higher price than you wanted it to be filled at. Oh, good. So this got filled. This got filled at 520 for 200 shares. I'm gonna see how many. Should be able to ride it. Hopefully, maybe to 6. That'd be nice. But we'll get rid of it wherever it starts seeming shaky. ADMP isn't moving anything today, so I'm guessing they don't really have any special news per se. Let me see. Oh, we were here. Okay. Yeah, that was on the 7th. Potential antiviral. Okay. So now ADMP is going to have, so we're at the beginning of ADMP's career basically, where the day they announce that they're starting clinical trials, phase 1, that's going to be a day it's going to spike up. When they show phase 1 results, which is usually pretty quick because phase 1 is really just working with a few people, just under like 10 to maybe 20 people, to see if the drug is just safe. Like not whether or not the drug works, but to see if the drug is safe. Like did it cause diarrhea in them? Did it mess up their liver? Etc. Side effects. That's all you check for in phase 1 of clinical trials, and that makes ADMP go up. And then after that, they'll say they're transitioning to phase 2. That's going to be another day it's going to jump up. These are some things. So I'm gonna spend some time later on checking where ADMP stands right now in terms of initiating its research, because being that it's just a $1.07 stock, I would love grabbing quite a bunch of it, maybe even move my KTRA money into it and get rid of the KTRA hold, because as much as KTRA should be jumping as well, meme week kind of messed it up. And then after that, we'd be able to ride ADMP up to wherever the hell it'll go to as they continue making their research success. But LEDS was definitely one of the biggest hits. One of the biggest hits from last week. Literally went from 15 to what is looking like 30 today, over the weekend, really, over a span of 2 days, right? Which is very rare. It's rare for a $15 stock, the caliber of being a $15 stock, to go to 30. But this was something that was predicted by like some of the people that I get this news from. So it's good to see that what they do predict seems very reliable. So LEDS and then VTNR, which went up over the whole week, was a slowly rising stock, but it definitely went up quite a bit. So those were the big hitters. And now the only reason to watch LEDS is to see if Moses is gonna ride. AMC making its way up. Look at that. That's beautiful. We're almost there. We are almost green. EFOI. So EFOI made its way back up. Sundial is slowly climbing. BNGO is going up too, but I wonder why. Change their CCO, okay. So I don't know who the new guy is really, but they had a jump over the week. Very nice. Anyone that bought it at 0.5 cents had a great time selling it right here. That's insane. Gotta love these healthcare and pharma related penny stocks and penny stocks in general. So I think that's basically it for today. Gonna watch this climb, see how far it goes up. Got in at 520. Gonna watch my AMC, hopefully break it to 70. If it does more of up and downs, we'll enjoy some of that. Last week we were also watching RMED, which did its thing, really flew. It's doubled from the $3 price it was at. And let's hope that this week, as we keep going, we find more stocks that seem like they will double by the end of the week. And maybe we can drive them up as the week comes to an end. So that's basically it for now. As I keep going on, I'm going to keep updating the title here to see where I'm putting money into, and then we'll see where things go. Good luck to you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.